I am Syed Mohsin, your Conservative candidate from Surrey Newton. I am running for the first time, so it is very, very important for me to tell you a little bit about myself, because I'm a new face. I was born and raised in a country called Bangladesh, and I grew up in a very disciplined manner. My father, Mr. Khalik, is a self-made person. He always believed in serving others, serving his community people. He was elected 5 times as MP from Dhaka, Bangladesh. He served as the deputy mayor of Dhaka as well. When I finished my education, did my bachelor's and master's from the United States, I went back, started my small garments factory, and I followed his path because I have seen the joy of serving people. I have knocked door to doors with him and learn how important it is to be able to connect with the people, to be able to know their problems, and to devote yourself for the sake of the development of your community. I was elected as MP at a very young age, in my early 30s. That gave me an opportunity to learn even more. Through that experience, when I moved to Canada, with my wife and son, I also followed the same path. I involved myself with my community people, started working as an interpreter for the Canadian government, helped over 100 families to settle down in this country. I really felt from my heart how important it is for a family to be reunited. When I saw a person came here as a refugee and got their immigration status, and they brought their family here in Canada, and when they came and thanked me, that actually gave me such a good feeling. Through that process, I decided to get myself involved in a political process, because that is a bigger platform to serve your community people, to serve others. I door knocked for many provincial and federal candidates over the periods. I have joined in Conservative Party after going through a lot of research. It's not that I have just decided to join Conservative Party. I have joined because that actually resonates my philosophy and my belief. Conservative Party of Canada believe in freedom of religion. To me, religion is important for every religion across the board, and we believe in freedom of religion. We believe in free enterprise, because no matter how many promises all the leaders are giving to you, at the end of the day, if we are not making money, if our businesses don't survive, if we don't encourage free enterprises, we cannot offset any of this cost. So to me, free enterprise is another area that really attracted me to join Conservative Party of Canada. And finally, I think it is a platform that truly believes in the welfare of our Canadian citizens, which is very important. It's not about politics only. It's about how you feel for your people. So I think overall, if I go through all these steps, it was pretty convincing to me, and I chose that to run from Conservative Party from the riding of Surrey Newton. Why Surrey Newton? Because I believe Surrey Newton is the commercial capital of Greater Surrey. It has great potential, but unfortunately, in the past, the potential of Surrey Newton has not been explored properly or has not been represented to Ottawa properly. That's what we need to do at this moment. I have not only gathered experience through my political journey, I have also prepared myself through education. At present, I'm currently pursuing my PhD degree in strategic leadership, because I think to be able to lead the people of Surrey Newton, having all sort of preparation, background in terms of experience, education, goodwill, all these things combinedly will only help the people of Surrey Newton. Let me talk about a little bit about our policy. Our conservative policy is very straightforward. through our platform, you will see the great plan that our leader, Erin O'Toole, has laid out before you. It is called Canada Recovery Plan. And to me, the number one issue is economy. Why? Because we all have suffered significantly during the pandemic. We are not still out of the woods yet. We have a lot to do. But the reality is we are behind. We are tremendously behind. The country is going through of hundreds of billions of deficit. How we are going to cover that? Our platform clearly explains how we are going to recover from that crisis that we are going through. It's not a very easy job. It is very easy to give away money, and I understand the compassionate part of it. Yes, the government has done a good job when they have given out money to the people who need it, but there was no plan. Excuse me. There was no plan how to recover from that deficit. We have a solid plan, and if we put our plan together, it is still going to take us over a decade to recover that. But if we don't act properly, not only our son, a friend of mine told me maybe his grandson will all have to bear this burden on his shoulder. We don't want to do that. We don't want to leave our burden to our children or to our grandchildren. So it is time to act. Now let me come to the point, how we are going to recover, how we are going to encourage business people. It is very simple. I think small businesses are the backbone of our country, of our economy. This is where we generate most of the revenue. This is where we employ most of the people. Now, we have a straight plan to provide incentives, those who are privileged, those who have money. So we will provide them incentives. We will encourage them to invest in small businesses, in local businesses. Because, like I said, if local businesses do not survive, we don't survive. And during the pandemic, you have witnessed, I have witnessed, that how many doors were shut down. And it is not good for any riding. I'm a small business owner, and I understand the panic that I had to go through. I understand the devastation. In one point of time, I was almost at the verge of losing myself. But then again, I put my hopes together and moved forward. I believe we all have to work together to salvage this tremendous impacted situation that we all have gone through. It is not time to do politics. It is not time to beat around the bushes. It is time to work together. Now we have committed ourselves to support all our small businesses. And Surrey Newton is the place, as I mentioned previously, that it is the commercial hub for Greater Surrey. The city is growing very rapidly. And I believe very soon we will probably become the largest city in BC, the way it is growing. So we have to make sure that our small businesses grow, because I've knocked at thousands of doors. And I have seen many small business owners came to me and talked to me and explained their frustration. And they also wanted to know how we are going to help these small businesses. So to me, if I'm elected, this is my key area to help small businesses, to make sure that small businesses grow so that we can provide jobs. Friends, we have lost 1 million jobs during the pandemic. And the only way to restore all these jobs is by creating and helping small businesses. As you know, as an immigrant, I understand the pain and sufferings that we go through when we move to a new country, because I have immigrated 23 years ago. And we see thousands and thousands of people are coming every year to this country. In fact, we need to have more than 250,000 people every year in order for our economy to run. And being BC the gateway of Indochina, I believe we can expect a significant number of people are moving towards our region from that belt. Being a South Asian background, I know a great number of people will be moving from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, from that region. And very obviously, they would come and try to settle down in Surrey or towards the east. because the rent has gone so high that these people cannot afford to come and stay in Vancouver or even in Burnaby. So the only choice left is to move to Surrey or go towards the east. Now, friends, are we really ready to deal with these problems that these people will face? Where are the houses? Where are the jobs? What they're going to do? How we are going to receive them? Do we have enough transportation for them to move around from one place to another? We have a plan. As I mentioned, we will support to grow small businesses as well as affordable housing. Now, how we are going to deal with affordable housing? We have a very straightforward plan. Our conservative platform mentions that we are going to build 1 million homes across Canada. As your elected representative, my target would be to bring in as much fund as possible to make sure that we build more houses here in Surrey, especially in Surrey Newton. Why? Because this is the place that people will be trying to stay. Because Surrey is a commercial zone. So people will definitely want to stay closer to their work so that they can commute to their work in a faster manner. So this is another area that is very important. In addition to having more inventory, we also are planning to put more restrictions to the foreign buyers. We can only allow them to come and buy homes if they stay or if they make it available for affordable rental. That is also very important. We need to have plans very solidly, very accurately from all angles so that we can actually have affordable housing for our children, because I don't imagine that my son will be able to afford and own a home. Because as far as I'm concerned, being a small businessman, I cannot afford a home. It went so beyond our capacity. So it is very, very important that we work together. If I'm elected, I like to sit down with all the real estate agents, all the brokers, all the developers, all the people that are responsible in this sector. So combinedly, we can come up with a solid plan, and I can present it to Ottawa and make sure that we implement those plans so that we can have actually enough inventory so that people can afford to buy a house. We have to balance our prices by supplying, by having enough inventory, and also put a lot of restrictions to make sure that we can actually provide rental homes to our new immigrants that are coming to our city. Now let's talk something about another very, very important area that I want to point out is the public safety. It is essential. I am actually very fearful if I see some of our younger children are going or driving on the street or actually going to work or going to colleges or going to school. I am scared about their public safety, whether they're coming home safely or not, because the gun violence is on the rise. We all have to work together to address this. Now, it's not a very easy job that we stop gun violence overnight. We have to have a solid plan. I believe that we have to work from both angles. We have to empower our law enforcement agencies, and it is up to the discretion of the city's citizen whether they want to have a local police. I am totally with the citizens, but from a federal point of view, I also like to believe that we have to empower our RCMP, making sure, if needed, so they can provide their expertise and their support locally. On the other hand, who are actually committing these crimes? It is the people who have the access to illegal arms. This is where we have to focus. We simply cannot have a generalized laws and implement it just all across the board. It is not going to solve the problem. That we have to work from both ends. We have to empower our law enforcement agencies so they can do their jobs, and also we have to make sure that illegal guns are out of the street, because illegal guns are the ones that are involved in committing most of the crimes. So we will be extremely, extremely strict to making sure that people have less access or no access to the illegal arms. And finally, I like to say it is always better to have a change. In order to have the democracy sustain in our country, change is a must. Our incumbent had 3 chances. Whatever job he has done, you will be the one to decide. But my appeal to you is to give me a chance because I am new, I am fresh, I'll bring new ideas to the community, I have the energy, and I am ready to lead you. It is imperative to have a decisive leadership. What Surrey Newton needs is a decisive leadership, and I am ready to provide the leadership and take Surrey Newton to the next level.